Hancock County Board of Education meeting. This is our regular meeting. It is Monday, January 30th, 2023, 5:30 p.m. And for the record, we are located at the Hancock County Career Technical Center. Mr. Covington, we're so thankful for your hospitality. So thank you. Yes. And for the record, also, all members are present. At this time, Ms. Kim Socher has graciously agreed to lead us in our prayer and pledge of allegiance. So if everyone will please stand.
Lord Jesus, God, thank you, Lord, for the opportunity, Lord, for the responsibility of serving children. Our teachers, for all our staff members, Lord God, I that you would just keep them all within your reach, Lord God, that you would just watch over them. Lord God, I pray that you would just be with our administrators, our teachers, our board, Lord, God, give them wisdom, Lord, and courage, Lord, to lead in such a way that our children have the very best opportunities, Lord, for a good life. Lord, pray for our community. Lord God, we're in a time when there's so much danger for our children in our world today. God, we just pray your safety for our children. That you would just keep our community and just clean the things up in our community, Lord God, that threaten our children. And God, I just pray, dear Jesus, tonight, that your will be done in this board meeting, Lord. God, that you would just provide all the wisdom and the leadership that we need, that we would just honestly seek you for that. Lord, thank you for your many, many blessings. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have some changes to tonight's agenda. First of all, we will need to delete item number 61. Also, under item number 62 in the backup, the English section, AP English 3, needs to be added with the following prerequisites: that there is a teacher recommendation for the English 2, from the English 2 class. The prerequisites are a B average in AP English 2 honors, or an A average in English 2, or an English 2 teacher recommendation. And then also for the social studies section, the psychology should be split into psychology 1 and psychology 2. Is there a motion to approve this agenda with these changes?
The motion.
Okay, approval by Dr. Henley, second. All right, second, Ms. Holliday. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. At this time, we have our address to the board. Mr. Covington.
And thank y'all for being here tonight. I'm going to speak a little bit about what we're going on throughout this time of year at Career Tech. In the spring, when we get about February, March, April, that turns into our competition season. As far as our students, depending on the program they're in, they'll be in different student organizations. So here in a second, I want to start thunder with Ms. Davis and kind of talk about her class and what they do with their student organization, throughout the state. But we've got several coming up all over the state. I know we got some within the next few weeks. We have some people going to Natchez, Cleveland, Mississippi, and Hattiesburg, Jackson. So all over the state. I have to look on my calendar every day to see where I have going over the place. And we have several that have already qualified for state. Some of, depending on the program, some have district competition, some go straight to state. But Ms. Davis's class did a really good job last year. Her students, before I talk about the competition, I'll talk about her class a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to sell her thunder. But they changed the name this year from Teacher Academy to Educator Prep. There are 69 other Educator Prep programs in the state of Mississippi. Last year, they've kind of pivoted and they switched up what they're doing this year. But last year, Ms. Davis's year 1 students and her year 2 students. So we have 2 of our year 2 students here with us tonight that we're going to talk to y'all as well for a second. We're year 1, obviously, last year. So every Educator Prep class across the state takes a CPAS test with just general knowledge of what they learned throughout the year, kind of like, an English state test at the high school, or, a science 8th grade state test in the middle school. So Miss Davis's class, her year 1 students, their scores average were number one in the state of Mississippi out of all 69. And her year two kids were number two in the state. But when you average those together, her program total, her students had the number one program in the entire state of Mississippi. And that's, like I said, 69 other programs. And it made me think of something the other day. I don't know if y'all get emails from MDE, but just last week, MDE sent an email. It was somewhat kind of bragging about how, or not really bragging, but showing that we've made progress, that we had like 500 and statewide, 515 less vacancies in the teacher pool than we did at this time last year. But when you look at it, there's still almost 4,000 vacancies in the state of Mississippi. So while that's good, there's still a ton of vacancies out there. And I talked to both of these students here recently, and, through the class with Miss Davis, they not only want to be teachers, but they want to be teachers in our district. So when we have the best program in the state of Mississippi, and these students also want to be in this district, that's a really big thing. William Carey kind of has a thing that they do with their educator program. I kind of want to steal the phrase that they have. It's called grow your own. And I think we're doing that here because Miss Davis and I talked the other day about the students all throughout the county, students at North, students at South, students at East, students at middle school that went through educator or teacher academy then it was. And so it's just awesome to see, being over here to see kind of what kids want to do in every program, but, being an educator myself and seeing these kids just blow it out of the park with everything they do, but then also want to come back in this district and teach is just a testament to the program even before, Ms. McKnight before, but Ms. Davis now carrying that on. So I'll let Ms. Davis get up here and kind of talk about some of the things that they've done this year and then some of the things that they're planning to do with competition and everything.
Hey, how are y'all?
You're good.
Thanks for having us here. I'm April Davis. I think most of y'all know me. This is my 16th year in Hancock County. We moved here. I had 3 boys in 3 different schools. We knew no one. I had one at East, one at middle school, and one at high school. And to say, it was overwhelming, but it's like family now. And y'all know a lot of my family now works as teachers in the district. So very proud of them. So I teach ed prep. This is my 2nd year over at Career Tech. It's great to have kids that want to be teachers. For 30 years, I taught math, and I had to hear, I hate math every day. I never hear that. So they come in, they're excited about it. They do a great job, and they make me very proud. Not just these 2, but all of them. So our club is Educators Rising. We have state and national competition. Last year we went to state, and that was at William Carey, and then I took these 2 plus 2 others to nationals in Washington, D.C. This year we're going to Cleveland at Delta State during our Mardi Gras break for our state competition, and they're going to compete again. There's Mackenzie Spar. She is going to do interactive bulletin board. And then Shay Ogeron is doing teacher created material. And they both did a great job and represented Hancock County very well. They're going to get up and talk a little bit about their competition and what they've learned in class. We're going to let Shay come first.
Hi.
Before Shay gets started, she doesn't like to brag on herself, but last year at the national competition, what she competed in, she placed first in the nation.
In the nation.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
I'm Shayleanne Ogeron, and as you already know, I'm a student over here at Educators Preparation at VOTEC. I've had a great 2 years so far, and competition was amazing. Last year, I created this board, all board, and then I was fortunate enough to bring it to nationals with 4 other girls and win. So, as we've already covered, because
I didn't want to steal her thunder, but she didn't like to brag on herself.
so basically, I could stand up here all day and tell you how amazing competition is and this class is and how beneficial it is, but I'd really only like to hit 2 main points. First off, competition, it's great. We get to interact with so many other students who are so passionate about the same things we are. We want to be teachers. We share experiences. We share thoughts. We share goals and questions that we've had. And then, but mainly, competition forces us to use sorry, I'm a little nervous. Competition forces us to use skills that we would need as future teachers. Like they have a range of competitions: teacher created material, interactive bulletin board, TED Talk, job interviews, and the list goes on. But every single one of them you will find requires you to use a skill that you need as a future teacher. Like future teachers have to be creative, punctual, organized, and so much more. And overall, I think that Miss Davis and competition and Coach Covington have made the biggest impact in my life with this. So, sorry. I'm a little nervous.
I guess it's my turn. So, hi, I'm Mackenzie Spar. This is my second year in educator preparation, which will always be known to me as Teachers Academy. When I entered this classroom, not this classroom, but educator preparation, I had no idea what I wanted to be. I went into the class as a freshman in my orientation, and I walked in and I saw colorful decorations and all this different stuff, and I said, wow, I'm a very creative person and this is kind of cool, so I might join this class. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to join it. Hey, what is this class? Teachers Academy? Okay, great. Wrote it down, and here I am. I did not know what I was getting myself into in a positive way. I'm sorry, this is very emotional for me. I have never really had that impact of a teacher. I mean, I've had teachers that have impacted me, but not like Miss Davis. Miss Davis has made me grow so much as a person, and her class has made me grow so much as a person as well. And I now know that I want to be that change that I wish to see in the world, and I know that that starts with teaching. And that class has showed me so much about who I am as a person and what I want to be when I grow up. And we learn all kinds of things that it takes to be a teacher. And I never realized how much it really takes to be one. And it allows you it opens your eyes, because when you see a teacher teaching and they slur their words or they do this, you think they're a teacher. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't be unprofessional that way. But I realized that that's just what comes with the job. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have a lot of failures, but it grows you as a person. And the real overall lesson that I want y'all to get from me talking is educators preparation is the best class in the Career and Technical Center.
I have to say, I do have the best job in the district. Just to watch kids that want to be teachers, and they inspire me every day.
How many students do you have in the program?
29.
Oh, so it's grown over the past couple of years. Fantastic.
So tomorrow they'll be doing their all-day visit at East Hancock, where they'll actually, like Ms. Davis and I talked about before and talked about with students too, it's one thing to go in there for a period or a block when they have it, over here and kind of see, but actually to see how tired a teacher is at the end of the day and what all they go through is really an eye opener for them and good for them to see.
And last year, I had the privilege of shadowing a special education teacher, and I got to see how she interacts with the students and how different it is from regular teachers. And it really opened my eyes. It opened my eyes a lot to see the struggles that teachers go through and see what they have to deal with and understand how much they grow as a person by this job and how much this job really impacts them as a person. And
Yes, and as Ms. Davis says that this is the best program in the Career Tech Center, I have to say that I believe that education is one of the best professions that you can go into, because you're giving yourself to other people to make them better. And it's like not even having a job. You're just going to work to enrich and help students learn to the best of their ability, no matter what age level they are or what ability level they are. So it is so exciting to see the passion that you two have for this profession. And thank you, Ms. Davis, for encouraging that and growing that.
I don't think I could have done in high school, so very proud of them.
And I would like to say, during COVID, I'm at home and I hear a voice come through the computer, and it is Miss Davis teaching one of my children math. And I've had several kids come in and out of my home, and engineering students that come in and out, and they always say Miss Davis is the best teacher. So ladies, just to tell you, when her name came across the agenda to change, to come over here to teach, I wanted to hold it and say, nope, she's too good of a math teacher. But thank you, because you remind me that no matter where Miss Davis goes, she's going to have an impact and do a great job. So Miss Davis, thank you for all you do for our district as well. And Coach Covington, thank you as well.
Even if Grant had to slow his video down, he said, I had to put you on 3/4 speed.
He did, he had to put you on slow so we could get it. I wasn't going to tell that.
But just to end up, end the session with me, here, Miss Davis is a blessing to me here as well as the kids. I know it's not professional, but every time I see Dr. Davis, I don't, but I want to give him a hug, because the last thing he did before he left to be assistant superintendent was hire Miss Davis. So I owe him for that.
job.
We appreciate, we love Miss Davis here for sure.
Everyone does.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank y'all.
Fantastic.
And she, her and her class actually made the coffee mugs in front of us.
Nate, thank you so much for y'all's kindness.
So thank y'all.
Thank you. Okay, so at this time, is there a motion to approve the minutes for January 9th, the first special meeting?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second?
Second.
Okay, second, Mr. Ladner. Is anyone opposed? All in favor, motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the January 9th, 2023 second special meeting?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second?
Second.
Okay, second, Dr. Henley. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Mr. Ladner, I don't believe that our construction manager is here. Do you have anything to report? Okay.
We are working to get better at our reporting on construction. This is and Mr. Collins couldn't be with us tonight. Some medical stuff going on. So just wanted to share with you. This is a report from each school as far as the air conditioning units and things going on there. Room 306 issue hadn't been determined yet, but there is a portable unit in that room. So we got this afternoon, just kind of give you some idea of where we are in each building. Any questions?
Thank you. Okay, the consent agenda. Are there any items which need to be held for further discussion?
I request holding 17.
Okay, any other items which need to be held for further discussion? We will hold that for executive session since it deals with personnel. Okay, all right, so is there a motion to approve items 1 through 16, 18 through 60, and 62 through 65?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Thomas. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor. Motion carries. Okay, so our action items, number 1, is there a motion to discuss if there's need to and spread upon the minutes financial reports for the month of January 2023?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second. Second, Mr. Ladner. Is anyone opposed or any discussion? Okay, then that will carry.
Yeah, can
Okay,
I just say
yes.
something? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
That phrase is, killed me since I first heard it, to spread them. I spent the entire day looking up what it means in,
Got it in my office.
I
Bring it. Mark sent it to me this afternoon.
Okay.
He's got it right down there. Here.
Oh, okay. It just, I know we vote on it all the time, and I wanted to clear what we were.
Well, so if I may, just briefly, so the two concepts, there are two questions there. The spreading on the minutes is just simply where we make this financial report a copy of our minutes. And so that's just the formal way of doing that. The second question is, it's a statutory obligation, 37-918 of the code, and also MDE rules and regulations, which the legislature in that code section required the Department of Education to provide for rules and regulations. One of those rules is that financial reports are made available to the school board and the school board attaches them to their minutes each month.
So that comes up in every board throughout the state.
It should,
Okay.
it should.
Okay. Is that okay?
I can't tell you that it does.
As long as we do it.
Yeah.
We just went through training all day.
Yes. Okay. Any other discussions? Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. The item number 2 are the approval of the student matters that did not have any appeal. Is there a motion to approve these?
Motion.
Okay, motion Ms. Holliday, second Dr. Henley. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Is there approval for item number 3, the consent to date?
Motion.
Okay, motion Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
Okay, second Dr. Henley. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Mr. Alexander, on items 4 through 9, do we need any kind of roll call vote, or do we need to take those just individually as is?
Let's do roll call on 4.
Okay,
I can't recall if it lists each member separately or
Okay.
not, but just
all right, just on number 4?
here.
Okay,
And if any of the board members needs me to address these are all solar-related documents. I'm
Okay.
happy to answer any questions.
why don't we open up for discussion on 4 and then just discuss everything and we'll go through them both? Okay. Perfect. Okay. So is there a motion to discuss and possibly approve the resolution with Moonshot Solar Company?
Motion.
Okay, motion Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
Okay, Dr. Henley. Is anyone opposed to the discussion? Okay, so discussion, Mr. Alexander.
Okay, so let me give you about a 10-second on each, and if there are any questions, stop me or ask me at the end. So I'll go in the order that they appear on the agenda. The resolution is a certifying resolution that certifies that Dr. Seal, Ms. Holliday, and Mr. Ladner are the individual officers or employees of the district, and they have authority to act on behalf of the district in connection with executing any closing documents that are necessary. The substation access easement is our next. That is an easement that will continue to give Mississippi Power Company access across the 16th section in the event that the solar farm goes away. Y'all may or may not recall a few months ago, we granted to Mississippi Power Company a substation easement. They'll be constructing that substation to take the power that is being generated by the solar panels. Most likely, if the solar goes away, the easement or the substation is going to go away. But if it does not, they can continue to get out there and do their work. The lease estoppel, the rest of these things are just lawyer mumbo jumbo, but the lease estoppel is something that the lender looks for that says as long as the lease is paid up and they're not in violation of any other terms of the lease, we're going to stay out of their way. We're going to let them generate solar electricity out there. The affidavit of the soul path, very similar to the lease estoppel, except that deals with the dirt roads that are cut through the woods out there. Says, yeah, it's Moonshot's dirt roads and nobody else's, which is what our lease says already. The affidavit of gap indemnity is a certification that we are the owners or that we control the 16th section land, so that we're certifying to the lender and to the title company that no one else has any rights to control that land. And then finally, the third amended lease, I had mentioned to you all a month or so ago that we would be bringing this. Moonshot has now figured out where their panels are going to be, how much of our land that they need to occupy. So they will be releasing about 350 acres of the entire section that they will no longer occupy. So this amends the lease down to the actual 270 so acres that they are going to occupy with their solar facility.
270 acres as opposed to what?
When they
Originally-
originally leased, they leased the entire section, 640 acres.
Okay,
What they are letting go of is mainly wetlands that they
Okay.
cannot disturb. But that will come back to us. We can put that back out for bid for any number of things. So we can still generate some revenue off the land that's coming back.
did we zone that because of Moonshot to commercial, or did we leave it as if you want to do hunting lease or anything like that?
It's actually commercial.
Okay, that's what,
But because there wasn't a lease actually put on the entire 640, like now that they're amending that, We won't, I can use the other for hunting and fishing if I wanted to, but we already have an interested party.
Okay,
We've got a party that's already talked about that one coming back.
okay, all right. But
And
that's
we
good.
could overlay on commercial or anything on hunting and fishing.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any questions? Okay, let's start with our roll call. Item number 4, District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 4, yes. District 5.
Yes.
Item number 5, is there a motion to approve the substation access easement with Mississippi Power?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
All right, second, Mr. Ladner. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Item number 6, is there a motion to approve of lease estoppel?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
All right, second, Dr. Henley. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Item number 7, is there a motion to approve the affidavit of soil path with the Moonshot Solar?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second, Mr. Ladner. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Is there a motion for item number 8, the approval of affidavit of gap indemnity?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
Okay, second, Dr. Henley. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Item number 9, is there a motion to approve the 3rd amended lease?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second, Mr. Ladner. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Alexander, for taking care of me. So that's been a long process, but I believe it's going to, the district is reaping benefits from that, so we appreciate that. Our kids are the ultimate beneficiaries of all of your work. Okay, Mr. Ladner, superintendent's report.
Got a couple things for you tonight. The first thing I want to share with you is our board visit on February the 16th, which is kind of confusing because we're going to visit schools on February the 16th and March the 16th. So just to make sure that on February the 16th, we will do the elementary schools. We'll also have a regular board meeting at 3:30 that will be at West Hancock on that same day. Also on the 16th, March the 16th meeting, we're going to see secondary schools. We'll do alternative school. We will do CTE, high school and middle school that day. We're looking at finishing at lunch that day. We'll finish here. We'll do the celebration for Teacher of the Year, Administrator of the Year, non-certified staff of the year as well. But that afternoon, setting up a training for the board and ourselves to be able to start, I guess, working on growing as a team, our vision, our mission, and the following day, our administrators will be part of that training as well. So just wanted to make you aware of that. One of the things also, we're really excited about our calendar for this coming year that you approved tonight, the 2023-24 calendar. I want to share this with you. We had roughly 700 participants in the survey that we did across the district to get feedback from all stakeholders to see which calendar they preferred. And I want to present you with this just so you kind of have an idea. The first pie, or I guess pie chart shows you out of the 700 participants, 73 of those participants chose calendar A through C, and that was the modified calendar as far as starting our students coming in July on the 28th, which will be a transition day. We'll be releasing a video in the morning to, as far as all the district, to kind of go over this process and the calendar that we're releasing. Ms. Sosher filmed that today, videoed that today, going over the process of the transition, which we're excited about that part, where on the 28th, our kindergartners, our first graders, our sixth graders, our ninth graders, and our seniors will come to school on that day. And it'll give us an opportunity in small, I guess, group to be able to help them in the transition process, but also help our schools getting prepared and going through kind of a practice run with buses, food services, all those things to work out the kinks. So that shows you 73% of participants chose that calendar. Then looking at calendar B was the overall winner with 35% choosing calendar B. So really excited about, I guess, the output, the input that we got from all our participants and what we got from that.
Well, I appreciate so much that you reached out to the parents. I mean, they're such a huge stakeholder in this, but to ask them what their feelings are about this calendar. And it's not a year-long calendar. I mean, it's just a modified calendar that's just, given great breaks along the way that we've done this year. But I think it's just great that you've extended that opportunity for the parents to voice what they are in the community and the teachers and everyone in. So I appreciate you reaching out to those stakeholders.
And I think one of the things, we've got the best of both worlds. A lot of districts are going to the year-long calendar. I don't feel like that's kind of from our perspective of being a county school with transportation and the things that we would have to serve. I think the cost of the district would be pretty substantial. I think childcare and things that our parents would have to find in those, 2-week intersessions would be a tremendous burden on our parents. So I feel like we've got the best calendar to do what we need to do with, for sure. Last thing I want to share with you, I sent to you on the Friday update a little bit of it, but I want to kind of go over the full packet. And we asked Machado Patano basically to look at the security measures and things looking across the district at possibilities. And this was what kind of preliminary numbers that they gave us. Just to kind of give you an idea. This is looking at renovating our existing office spaces in our schools, putting bulletproof glass in those areas, kind of locking down those doors in those areas. Also, in this would be fencing the high school as well, and then sound systems as well in our gyms and also football field. About a $1.9 million investment. I would like you to look at it and kind of take it into consideration. One of the challenges we have in talking with the Board of Supervisors, where we're sitting now, the road that runs right out here, that is a public road. So in talking with them, we don't think that we would be able to close that road off since it's a public road and they have done services to it as well. So we were looking at that part. Also, I attended several trainings this past week in Jackson in the Mass Superintendent's Conference. And we had several people that presented, and two of those people were emergency management on reaction to crisis, and also an FBI agent as well that talked about school shootings. And in that process, they actually brought up the fortifying of your front of your school and how much money you would spend in that. So you're looking at about $1 million or a little over $1 million to do that. And in that process, it talked about how you could basically lock the doors down with a regular buzzer system to go in and out. That would almost do the same thing, because most of your active shooters are not going to attack your front entrance. So taking that money and possibly spending it elsewhere. So that's something I just kind of want the board to consider because this is actually, if you would think about it, and the plans are in here, for example, at West Hancock, that would be taking those front doors kind of out, remodeling that office, putting bulletproof glass there, and it would almost be like a bank teller type system where they came in. I know in several districts I've been in where you've got an electric buzzer with a camera outside that stops access into the school. That was one of the things that we used previously. So just kind of take a look at that. So how we want to do that, how we want to bid it out, what you want to look at there. Also, Mr. Covington is also part of our he is the safety director of safety here. And we have been in the process of working on Stop the Bleed kits. That was one of the things that they presented at this conference also. We want to try to put those kits in our schools and in our hallways to be able to address it. Any questions?
Will we be doing training on stuff?
Oh, yeah, we'll do training on all that. We are actually, you approved tonight AED devices in all our gyms as well, especially for our like Saturday leagues and that as well. So we'll be doing that as well. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ladner. So at this time, we have our board members' reports. District 1.
Thank you, Coach Covington, for the presentation. It's nice to know that we have bright students that want to come back and teach in our district. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Same thing, Mr. Covington, good job. We're looking forward to program growing. Like they said, with 29, it grew, so good job.
Thank you.
Mr. Clear? Okay. I'd like to say, open houses tomorrow night for the high school, and it's from 4 to 6. And also the Spanish Honor Society is having a fundraiser. So if you are so inclined to come be part of that, we appreciate you doing that.
Thank you guys for your presentation and just thank you for all your hard work here because I know you do a good job and I know Dr. Davis did a good job as well when he was here. So it's nice for him to pass that on to you and you're continuing where he left off at. So thank you for that. Our girls have beat Gulfport Friday night, so that was a good thing for them. And I think our soccer girls went to district, so that's a good thing for our girls in soccer. So very proud of them. And working with Mr. Ladner and Dr. Davis on some things for graduation, I really think that some schools, I think Pass Christian, for example, I think their top 10 kids in the school get to sit on the field. So I was hoping we could look at doing maybe some of that and their parents sit with them and things like that. But also for our teachers, I think, you know, our teachers are allowed to sit on the field, but I know it's been an honor and a privilege for me to be able to sit when my children graduating and be on the field. And I know I would not want it to sit on the field and leave my husband off. So I think we're going to look at some of that and talk about that. And for graduation, maybe our staff will get to sit with their loved ones on the field too and be part of that. And that will be, you know, that should be a privilege of being able to teach at our district. So that's something we're looking at. And that's it for me.
Okay. Mr. Alexander, attorney's report.
Would like to add to executive session, property.
Okay, so at this time, is there a motion for the Board of Education to consider entering into executive session?
Motion.
Okay, motion, Ms. Holliday, second.
Second.
All right, second, Mr. Thomas. Is anyone opposed? All are in favor? Motion carries. So we'll take a couple of minutes to decide.